All right, welcome everybody. I am super excited to be sharing tonight the seventh mistake that in this series of 12 mistakes. And as you guys know, this is a series here where hopefully you guys are learning a little bit from this and you don't repeat the same mistakes. You're going to make tons of mistakes no matter what, and that's great. The more mistakes you make, the further you're along the path you're going to go, and the more success you're going to have. So make a lot of mistakes, but just see how you can learn a little bit from these ones here. So today, first of all, I just wanted to welcome all of you guys, especially all of you replay viewers. Please do put in the comments where you're calling in from. It's always so great to see different people where they're watching this from. It's really inspiring for me to see that you guys are actually plugging into this and learning. So it's just an honor for me to be sharing a few minutes of my time with you here, and I know that how valuable that is to you. So hopefully I can get straight to the point here and give you guys a few good pointers. So today I want to discuss something that I touched on a little bit before in a mistake, and I talked about not working in unopened markets. Today I'm going to talk more about the difference between working locally and working with people far away. Okay, because I made a lot of mistakes with this. So first of all, I want you to just put in the comments below a one or two, depending on, do you focus more on recruiting and building a business in your local backyard? So like within, I would say, within an hour of reaching anybody. Put a 1 below in the comments if you are working with people that are very local to you, okay? Now, if you just kind of recruit anybody anywhere, put a 2 below. You're just recruiting anywhere, like whatever, whoever has any interest at all, put a 2 below, okay? So, and then those of you that are idiotic like me, when I talked about another mistake, and if you're working in countries that are not even open yet, put a 3 below. Okay, no, we don't need to do that one, okay? But the issue that we have here a little bit is this, okay? So when you're working with people that are not local to you, have you ever had somebody in your team, or have you ever felt that you wish that you were closer to your uplines, like you live closer to them? Put a big fat yes below if you feel that you've ever felt that you wanted to be closer to your uplines, or you have people in your team that wish they were closer to you, right? Okay, here's another one. Have you ever looked at pictures on social media where you see people that are together in a cafe having fun recruiting together, and you're a bit jealous? Can you put yup below? Y-U-P, yup. That's one of you, right? You've seen these pictures. I do this all the time. I see pictures of people that are having all this fun, that are recruiting together, having a nice afternoon tea, or they're just in a coffee place, or having a nice meal together, and it just makes me a little bit jealous. It's like, I wish I had all these people around me that were having fun building together, right? Okay, so have you ever sponsored somebody in another country where you're not from? If so, can you please put below what country you're in and which country you've sponsored somebody else in? And I'll see if I can take an example here of kind of the issues and the problems of doing that, okay? So name the country that you live in and the country that you sponsored somebody else in if you have sponsored somebody from another country, okay? All right, so let me just share a few of the mistakes that I made. So when I first started working, my first pretty good person was actually based in Paris, and I was living in Luxembourg, and it was like a 3-hour drive to get there. And so they would every now and then have somebody really interested in the business, and I'd be like, okay, I need to come this weekend so I can help you and talk to them and so on, right? So I'd have to drive 3 hours there and 3 hours back just to kind of present the business to another person, right? Which is kind of crazy. Okay, I know things are a little bit different today with social media and so on from back in the olden age when I was building my thing up. But it is a lot better, of course, when you can get belly to belly and share the energy with people. It's just going to be so much better, for anyone, and you are going to increase your recruiting rates when you do that. Okay, so. The next person that I really started working closely with was based in Switzerland, which was like a 4 or 5 hour drive from Luxembourg. And this was a country that wasn't even open, right? And so it was like, these people were pretty decent, but because they were so far away, I wasn't able to be there. And one of the issues was I was brand new in the business. So I wasn't able to just bring my sponsor or his sponsor or so on, these people that have had a little bit more success, a little bit more experience. I couldn't just bring them and say, hey, can we meet up for a 3-way coffee or something, right? So that was just so dumb of me to focus on these places instead of focusing on my local backyard and creating a culture of fun and having lots of things like barbecues and get-togethers and meeting up in a coffee place, like I mentioned before, to recruit together and whatever else, right? I would create these difficult scenarios where it was just so far away, right? So let's just take an example here. Let me just look through the comments here. Okay, so let's just take somebody, you in the UK and you sponsor somebody in Australia, right? Okay, so other than the challenge of whenever they're sleeping, you're awake, whenever you're sleeping, they're awake, other than that challenge, okay, let's just take away that challenge. There's other challenges going to be involved, right? Like, for example, just the prices are just different. It's a different currency altogether, right? So you're going to have to, go find a different price list and all this stuff to help them get going. But also at the moment, right now, there's even a different compensation plan within our opportunity in Australia as it is compared to the UK in this example, right? And so it's like you'd have to learn all of that again, which is really, really challenging for a brand new person to do, right? It's still challenging for me. I've been in the business forever, and I still have challenges of really learning the specifics of this new compensation plan that they're using over there, and testing out in that market. So why would you bring on all these extra challenges on top of the daily rejection, daily grind of building the business, right? Like that, yes, of course, if you have like friends and family abroad in other countries and so on, of course, talk to them about the opportunity, of course, sponsor them in and so on. But if you're going to focus on something, if you're really going to go after a certain area, I would definitely focus on your local backyard where you are, just within an hour of where you live, there's probably like, at least 1 million people, right? Maybe if you're in a smaller place, maybe there's only 100,000 people to talk to. So what, Start with talking to 10, 20, 30 people. I'm sure one of those people are going to be quite interested, right? So that's another thing. And it wasn't until I really that I'd been doing this all the time. But I finally decided after 2.5 years of not having too much success, I finally moved to London where I had a couple people. I had one person that was interested in the business, and I had just the ability to kind of connect a little bit better there. And so, yes, London's a massive city with millions and millions of people. So it's quite easy to work in my local backyard. And that's when things started to grow, and when I started to be able to meet these people over and over and over again. One of those people is Guy Riley. Like, he would come to my house just over and over and over again, and we'd also have a lot of fun. We'd become really good friends. And that loyalty was built up, and that trust and that relationship was built up. So it wasn't like he just wanted to quit, because we were now friends. We were building this together. We were on this mission together, right? And that's another thing that you can have when you're building your local backyard, is that you can get together so much easier. Also, if your new person has somebody that they want to introduce you, hey, you guys can all just meet up because it's in your local backyard, right? It's just at the cafe. It's like a 20-minute drive. It's a 15-minute walk, whatever it is, right? It just makes it so much easier. Another example that I had was I started working with I was living in London and started working with a lady up in Scotland, Catherine, and I'd have to fly there, and I flew there every single month because I needed that belly to belly back in those days, right? But then she finally found a few people around the London area. Okay, one of those actually is Emma. It was just a 1-hour train ride, so I went up there quite a few times. I would go and actually help her more than Catherine would actually help her. So that's how you can also try to see how you can build locally more in the area, right? And so that's, I think, why it's so important for you to focus on building locally, okay? Yes, it's really exciting to build into these other markets and build over there and so on. It's really exciting. It's kind of fun. Like, it's like, oh. But if you want results and you want to build quicker and you want to make money quicker, I would focus as much as you can locally, because you can be meeting with people face to face. You can share that energy. You can build up a kind of a team culture, team environment in that area. And you're most likely going to have more success. So focus on your local area. Yes, think globally, but work locally as much as possible. Once you've built up a really good team and you're making some good money, then yes, maybe start to develop other towns and cities and so on like that. Okay? So I hope that's been helpful. Please share this if you do find this helpful with your team, and maybe that you can all learn and get together and start working more locally and start to build up your areas in an even better way. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. All right. Have an awesome evening. Cheers.